It's always impressive to me how long something can last if it's well taken care of. I mean, I'm no fan of this cabinet, and I don't appreciate how much gunga tends to build up between the counter and this metallic lip for the sink, but I do appreciate quality. I really do. The drum ain't to code anymore, which says you can't have a drum trap because it's not self-scouring like a P-trap, but again, 60 years. 60 years, no problems. That's an impressive pedigree, and those are some mighty big shoes to fill if I want to match the quality of this. And that's precisely the problem. The DIY world is plagued with an overabundance of shitty project ideas, and the bro from the hardware store would love to sell you the most generic piece of shit you've ever seen. It'll be mostly made from MDF, low quality, and in the end, what exactly do you achieve? Will it blend well with the rest of the bathroom? Is it better than what you're replacing? Are you confident you can do an equal or better job than whoever installed it? And most importantly, as the current steward of the home you bought, are you doing the overall architecture justice? Because just like you wouldn't redraw Dali's melting clocks as straight, then pass it off as some kind of improvement, so too you should have some serious big think about if what you're doing is fundamentally opposed to the original design intent. In short, feng shui is real. Energy flow is real. A 1968 Camaro will not have the same soul if you put a Prius engine in it. So why put the hardware store's pre-approved Instagram shitty-ass cabinet here? With all that being said and strongly considered, I rip out this cabinet. Channel Marie Kondo's spirit and give it thanks for its 60 years of unwavering service. To start, you want to of course ensure that the water is completely shut off and that the valves are in working order. Destruction's the easy part, but don't go hog wild swinging your crowbar around like you're Gordon Freeman looking for hidden health packs and wooden crates. Because anything you destroy in the crossfire that isn't cabinet is an additional pain in the ass, and even your HEV suit ain't gonna help you with the hole that'll burn in your wallet. The principle of building your own cabinet is relatively straightforward. Start with a base, add some sides, and work around the existing plumbing. It should be firmly attached to the studs behind the wall. We designed our own cabinet mostly because everything at the hardware store looks like crap, and the good stuff costs several grand, which is several grand out of my budget. This cabinet will have 2 sinks, which drastically complicates the plumbing, but when you're starting from scratch, you have full control and it's really not that bad. The hard part always comes in retrofitting something new to something old. Regardless, I make my T-junctions ahead of time. Soldering or sweating pipe joints involves cutting them, deburring, sanding both surfaces, applying flux to both surfaces, then heating them and applying solder. I then attach them to the backing wall with some bell hangers. Side note, don't apply Teflon tape to fittings which are going to receive compression fittings with rubber gaskets. It is unnecessary, and the Teflon tape will in fact ruin the gaskets and cause the juiciest of leaks. I got to find that out the hard way. You're all welcome. Flexible hosing supplies water to my supply lines, and with that, we are ready for the countertop. The countertop is attached with some liquid nails, and our fat asses apply the pressure necessary for the glue to set in nicely. Earlier, I'd already cut out the holes with a wood saw for the sinks and faucets, after doing a bit of mock-up where I'd liked them to go. Then, it was all assembled like a bunch of Legos as according to the instructions, which I threw away. Once all hooked up, it's a good time to check for leaks, because once the PVC sewage pipes are in, it'll be a tight squeeze. Get it inspected by an expert as necessary.
Bribe the inspector.
A rubber coupler and reducer is what I attach to the existing sewer line so that it'll mate with the PVC. I mocked up the PVC without using any cement to make sure it all goes together nicely. And I also make sure to avoid too many hard 90-degree bends. And the rule of thumb is to have a 1/4 inch of pitch per foot of plumbing so that all the nasty ass water goes into the nasty ass sewer and not the other way around. I then prime and cement all the PVC in sections and build it up. With this nicely out of the way, I then test for leaks and move on to finishing touches. The cabinet doors get mounted, preferably with a bit of help. The drawers were done old school, sliding on a wood rail. It then gets a coat of white paint, caulked, and it is now finished. Look to this cabinet and enjoy it. Frankly, I'm shocked at how well this cabinet turned out. I'm the same guy who can't competently apply a bead of caulk, and now we have this. It's pretty much a guarantee that there's no other cabinet out there quite like it. I love the above countersinks. It's very modern, elegant, yet functional. Because it's mostly white, it complements the original pink tiles very nicely, and I do believe this mid-century home was done justice. I'll leave a link to the faucet and sinks in the description below, because for the looks and function, they're pretty damn cheap. And as resident cheapskate, I find no fault with that. And that's all I have for you today. The next chapter in this pink bathroom saga will be the final installment and give closure on this project, before we move on to the next one. Thanks for watching.